Yo, live from the 856. This is channel 856. This is your boy back again, Danny X.
Jerry live. We kicking it with y'all. Week 13. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Back again. This is episode 9. We appreciate y'all love and support as always. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when we uploading. Shout out King. We got CP in the building this week.
Yes, sir.
We are here. So week 13 in our league. 2 weeks left, including this week. So it's getting real. It's getting sticky. It's definitely coming down to the wire. But as we always start off, look at our standings right here.
A lot of changes.
A lot of changes. I moved up 3 spots into the last playoff spot, holding the tiebreaker over Guru. I'm at 6-6. And then, pretty much the playoff picture hasn't really changed except for those 5 and 6 spots with Keemus and I, going in and out of the playoff picture. But the top 4 has been the top 4 for some time now. As of right now, Scoop is still the points champion, only won over 1,400. So looks like he's getting that money for points champion this season.
Yes, sir. Run it back.
Yeah, so, you took a loss this week. The streak ended for you. Unfortunately, I pulled out a very clutch win, must win, or else I would have been out of the playoff picture. So I had to get that dub. So I played Zaire.
Nice.
Yeah, so came through with the late Derrick Henry and Justin Tucker to get the dub. So that was very clutch, very crucial.
Yeah, it was tough. This was a tough week for me. I'll be honest. It was a nice fight, nice win for Keemus. So I take that. I ain't trying to lose again though. So we got to start another win streak. So that's how I look at it.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I think. There's a lot of I feel like the one thing this week in the chat was was just like figuring out all the predictions and standings and trying to figure out where everything felt.
That's y'all job. I ain't even looked at that.
Yeah. Listen, when you're sitting in first place, you ain't really got to worry about that too much.
Looks.
Yeah, for me, I think I just got to win out. And obviously, that's the goal. Playing you last week, like we were just talking about before we started recording.
Yes,
got a little bit of my core still, but it's going to definitely be tough. I have like 4 or 5 buys that can switch my lineup a lot. So looking forward to this upcoming week. And got King this week. So
that's a big matchup.
A lot of inner channel 856 matchups coming up. So looking forward to it. Any matchups last week that you were looking at besides yours? King beat Alex. Alex didn't get to 70. He Cohen had a pretty easy win there. Foom won big over Steen. And then we talked about your game, and then CP beat Red, and
that was the one. CP and Red. Me and Ed was on the phone. We was rapping, and like I said, we was going into that Sunday night. It was like, it's a game, whatever. But Saquon turns up. He turns up. So it's like, bro, I think that was the matchup where, unfortunately, you just know, damn, that pain, because being on the other side of that, you already know, bro, he put 40 burger on his neck.
You gotta love it too, because what's a quarterback? What's a quarterback?
Double quarterback.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Family burger meal.
The last one, when he took it to the house, and I was like, I started jumping up and down. I was like,
bro, if you missed,
go to sleep. I was like, it's time to go to sleep.
You were still up.
I was like, it's time to go to sleep.
If you missed the first one, he did it again for you. It's it's insane.
After the first one, I'm not even checking anymore. I'm just laughing. I'm vibing. I'm just vibing.
No, because you got to think he had Puka and Stafford. So.
Right, 70. He just took something 70. There's time left. I'm vibing. We got another one of them.
You know what's even crazier about it? That wasn't gonna be his keeper.
Hey,
that was such a last minute decision.
Sometimes that's all it takes. Last minute, just insight. All right, boom. Something changed. Something fall differently. It's a great choice because he's definitely number 1 fantasy player overall right now. And I'd say, truthfully, in my top 3, Saquon, Jamar, Henry this year.
Who would you vote
in
for?
that order, probably.
Who would you vote for if you had an MVP vote right now?
Saquon, Jamar. Saquon and Jamar are the only two right now. Because you can't tell me Henry's a little bit better than after last night. Unfortunately, it's just like it's a 1A.
No, for sure. I feel that. I'm feeling that. As far as Week 12 matchups, Raiders continue to lose. Turn into a broken record talking about my team, so we're not gonna spend too much time there.
I don't even know why I put this on.
Eagles, the Jets. You know,
we had a bye week, so we actually won the week. We won.
Yeah.
We won for once because we didn't
better than actually playing. I feel that. Bucks won big. King, shout out King. He was actually there in attendance for his birthday, so that was cool to see like a big blowout win.
Big dub.
Yeah, so that was fire. Eagles won big. Saquon went berserk, like we were just talking about. Chiefs won an actual nail biter in Carolina. I was watching that game. That was actually a pretty competitive game, pretty good game. Dolphins won big over the Patriots. Titans actually pulled out the dub over down in Houston. Lions continue to dominate. Vikings with the overtime dub against Chicago. Packers win big. Seahawks take home the dub over the Cardinals, and then the Ravens win on Monday night to close out the week. So, any of those games stick out to you? Any games you had your eye on? Obviously, I know you watch a lot of the Bengals, but they were on a bye week. So, which game were you watching?
Texans and Titans. That joint was definitely popping. That came out of nowhere. I definitely was talking about last week how like the Chiefs defense was I didn't think they were going to give up that many points, but that game got very exciting for no reason, very close. Yeah. But like I said, you got to beat the Chiefs and the refs. So, close but no cigar for the Panthers. And I think, what was it? I was really hyped about the Chargers and Ravens, but that kind of took a turn with the injuries and drops. So
yeah,
but those are pretty good games. I was looking forward to for sure. What was it? The Commanders and Cowboys. That turned into like fireworks the last 3 minutes or something. So that was kind of cool too. I was watching not watching it, but tracking it on ESPN. Like, what was going on over there?
Yeah, I think the biggest moment for me, one of the bigger moments, is Fairbairn. Like, you gotta make that chip shot, man. Like that was brutal. Completely changed the outcome of that game, and Will Levis was able to do enough to get the dub. So that was probably like the bigger moment that I was watching that I stopped on, like probably like the wow moment for me from week 12. But yeah, moving on. So let's go on to week 13. At this time, we'll do our waivers. We can talk about the waivers a little bit. And then from there, we will go into the playoff picture. So we can talk about the playoff picture in the league. And then we can talk about our rankings for the week. Then do our usual guest to player. And, keep it as business as per usual. Also, happy Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve. Facts. So for all the families out there, everybody who celebrates, happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you guys enjoy your families tomorrow. Stay safe, eat good, watch some football. So fantasy does start a little bit earlier, so make sure you're all on your lineups tonight. So for next week. But Jared, I'll kick it to you if you want to start off with our quarterbacks for waivers.
Facts. I think this is going to be the usual suspects this week. Some of the guys that I'm really digging, pause. I'm really rocking with Herbert. I know he had one touchdown. He only had a rushing touchdown last week, but overall, schedule wise too, I think he's set up for a strong finish. Hopefully, his receivers can catch a couple passes.
Yeah,
but a lot of these guys probably aren't on waivers. But we'll run down the list again. Like I said, usual suspects. Bo Nix definitely pushing for the offensive rookie of the year after the last few weeks. Russell Wilson, somebody again, schedule shaping up to be a strong finish, especially for the Steelers, looking good. Drake May, someone who's up and down, definitely had a rough game last week, but in the pinch, setting yourself up next week with a lot of buys. You might want to block your opponent from getting someone like this. Anthony Richardson, another one who can have a spike week. Stafford, Winston, these are players that, again, they're borderline QB1s. But for me, it's all about kind of just increasing your depth, blocking your opponents at this time of the year, injury insurance, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, and you never know. Like we were just talking about with us, like my bye week hit me like super late in the season, so you never know when these guys can be serviceable. You never know when you might come into a pinch when you just get your groove and you're getting ready for the postseason, and now you kind of got a wrench in things. So, not completely agree, and make sure you're just solidifying your team later. As far as running backs, kind of thin out there. Not too many should be available in your league at this point, especially with just the carousel and people not really having those stash pieces anymore. A lot of plug and plays. So with J.K. Dobbins spraining his MCL, definitely looking at Gus Edwards. I have to start Gus Edwards in one of my other leagues. I think he has a lot of upside. He'll have a lot of reps coming up this week. The Chargers are playing at Atlanta, so should be a close game. So the run game should probably be able to stick throughout the game. I don't think either team will get out to too heavy of a lead. As far as Jeremy McNichols, B-Rob and Eckler both got banged up against Dallas last week, so maybe fire him up. He always been a hard runner, makes use of his reps. He's always serviceable as well. So another guy to look at, and then Amir Abdullah. He scored last week, if I'm not mistaken. Had a receiving touchdown. So without Madison and White, it's looking good for him. He's using the offense the way we get down the field. The running back is a big part of our offense, so I think that's a good look for him as well. Looking at Amir Abdullah, any of those teams that are on buys that you guys might need to grab for. So, and then I'll kick it back to you for the wideouts.
Wideouts, there's a few. I'm not gonna lie. My boy Westbrook Akine. So I'll be honest, we're gonna call him NWI. He's definitely hooping right now. He got 6 TDs in 7 games. Somebody who he's like just outside the radar. But I actually had to start him in one of my other leagues. It was a deeper league, and sure enough, he came through. So I appreciate him. MVS is somebody that I'm liking. Coming off bye, he's probably on the waivers. Definitely took the Rashid Shaheed role. So he's getting them deep balls, Paul. So he's going to be able to get like 40-yard touchdowns. And I'm the type of person, I'm taking that off the field. I'm not letting my opponent play that. If somebody's, injury, weak, somebody needs a flex, any of that, I'm taking him off the board. I'm not enduring 2 touchdowns and 800 yards receiving from him. So no. So I like him as a strong waiver if you need him. Devon Vele from the Broncos.
Yeah. Yep.
Somebody I really wasn't familiar with the last couple of weeks though.
Good compliment to Sutton.
For real. Good compliment to Sutton. 14 targets, 10 catches, 146 yards. So he's definitely coming through as a true number 2 over there. Bo Nix has been hooping. So somebody to monitor. CP actually picked up Keenan Allen coming off a season high 15 targets. They got a new OC over there with the Bears. So
yeah.
I mean, it's definitely trending upwards for at least for a week. And then, I'll be honest, Noah Brown, someone too, coming off a season high, spike week, 10 targets, 6 catches. You can maybe find a play with that. Somebody definitely a little bit riskier. And then also, too, Cleveland wide receivers, if any of the trio still hangs around, they can be a strong play. But my preference, I prefer Jerry Jeudy. It seems like he's starting to separate from that pack there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's definitely, becoming a more premier wideout since Cooper has left, and Jameis Winston's definitely going to spray the ball around and get it to his targets. So, as far as tight ends go, we got Taysom Hill. Always just good to consider Taysom Hill. He's always able to be used in their offense, whether he's passing it, whether he's catching the ball, whether he's running the ball. They always find a way to get Taysom Hill into the game. So he's
40 burgers once a year.
Yeah, at least one time a year. Yeah,
28, 30. Yeah. I'm not enduring. I'm not letting somebody play that against me.
Yeah, no. For sure. So even if it's just like you were just saying, like playing defense, and you see somebody that you got playing like have those buys coming up, you just want to stash them. That's why I kept Zach Ertz for so long, and then I was able to get a 10+ point game from him this past week when I needed to use him. So Jonnu Smith, last 7 games, 50 targets, 39 receptions for 457 and 4 touchdowns. So yeah, he's been very, very much a key part of the Miami Dolphin offense, getting them down the field.
He is
very much a red zone target. So he's been balling. Shout out CP, that is his tight end. So he's been balling.
Do the Jared McCain dance.
Yeah. So, Will Disley with the Chargers, another tight end who's been, very much a focal point in getting their team down the field, and Will Disley. So, last 6 games, 42 targets, 32 receptions for 314 yards with a touchdown. I mean, I don't know what happened, but something clicked for Justin Herbert. I don't know if was it just getting completely healthy, or getting fully assimilated with Harbaugh. But they've been playing really good football, and Harbaugh always makes sure to have those safety blankets with the run and the tight end. So Will Disley's definitely been a good play to have. And Zach Ertz, like I was just saying with my team, last 2 games, 15 targets, 12 receptions, 85 reception yards and 2 touchdowns. So he might not get a lot of yards down the field, but he's definitely a scoring option in the red zone. So keep him, stash him if you need to for your teams. But he's definitely someone to look towards and play him.
Facts.
And then Hunter Henry and Cole Kmet, usual suspects, guys that are always, they might be on somebody's team and they might release them so they can get another player. So you never know. But those are 2 of the usual suspects for the tight ends. Kick it back to you if you want to do kickers and DSTs.
Kickers and DSTs, we're going to run down the list. A couple that I'm liking that are definitely a fresh off by. Groupie, I'm liking him. Zane Gonzalez is someone, nice little option. Schrader, McManus, Romo. Jason Sanders, I like since Tua's been humming, but depending on they're playing in Green Bay, it's outdoors. I might want to get away from him. But from the playoff perspective, definitely a player. DSTs this week specifically, though, definitely considering Dallas. They're playing the Giants. It's Drew Lock instead of Tommy DeVito, so probably an upgrade in my opinion. But they just came off a great game last week, so who knows? It's definitely a roll of the dice. But Seattle, they're playing the Jets, so we're a dumpster, so we're 3-8, and I think they could probably eat off our plate. So that's probably that. New England, they're playing Indy. Honestly, you could play either defense, just to whichever quarterback you don't want to play against, right? But I'd prefer New England. I think Anthony Richardson has more turnover potential this week than Drake May. We've seen him benched. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it, but it's just a kind of a wild card play for me. I do like the Rams this week, and I also like Houston a lot this week. Houston I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is definitely starting, but Houston could be a stronger play. Definitely out there in some leagues.
I mean, it's always just something to look at with Jacksonville. You never know which version you're going to get, so it's always just like a good start. And then the numbers always back it, so I agree. It's always something to play to consider. Yeah, no, those are the waivers. So if you guys are looking at anything, check out those players. Make sure you maybe pause the video, go back and comb through your team and see if you need any of those players. See if they're available in your league. I know in our league, the best running back available is Charbonnet, and the best wide receiver is Devon Vele. So might be somebody that might get picked up.
What are you going by? Are points projected?
Going by points projected. Okay. Going by points projected on our app. So that's what they say is the best available now. On to our matchups this week. So I got King. Obviously, I need to get a win and stay into the playoff picture. King is going for a first round bye, being in third place, so a win there could definitely give him a higher chance at solidifying that, depending on what happens with CP in the second seed, who CP plays. Let's see, he has Foom, so good matchup. Foom's another one of those guys who are on the outside looking in, with a team that's competing. Got guys like Taysom Hill, JSN, Nico Collins coming back, being productive. But you are getting Pacheco back, so that's a pretty good look, especially against the Raiders.
A couple nice little trades with Kurt, or not a couple, but you got a nice trade or so.
Yeah, for sure. So that's another big matchup. As far as the playoff picture, the 5th seed, Kemis has Alex. Looking at the matchup right there so far, that might be I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. 2, 5, and 7. So Chris and Red are playing each other, and the loser will be eliminated from the playoff picture with that matchup. So that's probably the game of the week, I would say.
For sure, that's their playoffs right
just
there.
their playoff right there. Both looking to go full squad. Looks like not too many buys. So that's definitely one that the league will be watching because that person will be eliminated from the playoff picture. So yeah, that'll be you got Scoop again, which was a classic matchup. So
Scoop Part 2.
That was a classic matchup last time. So I think they're definitely looking forward to seeing y'all play again. And then that's everybody. And then Zaire and Steen.
Scoop, I know you're watching. I won't lie. You're probably my favorite op this year. I ain't gonna lie, for real. But this is one where, again, this is like where I know definitely the second round. Like, I feel like the first round, things might have went my way. It is what it is without Burrow getting the hit, or what was it, to Chase. But we're going to see. I kind of want to see if Chase scores. I still want to see if I could beat you with that aspect. So, like, that's kind of like a difference maker I'm looking at because we both got the Bengals receivers and they're attached to my quarterback. But on your end, Washington, definitely a big game. So, they got the firework potential. But, I like your matchups too. So, we're going to see. It's definitely that time of the year. Hopefully, we might see each other for a third time. So, but we're going to bring it, though. I'm definitely hoping it's another one. So,
yeah, I need Steen to pull out an upset on Guru, get him out of the playoff picture for sure. What?
He said who?
Steen. I need the upset. I need the upset right there so I can stay in the playoff picture.
And I want to win the lottery.
Hey, don't we all, man? Don't we all? Listen. I need some things to happen so I can stay where I'm at in the playoffs. Facts. So whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes at that point, yeah. Whatever it takes.
But yeah, so we're gonna do our ranking segment now. I know a couple episodes we haven't had a chance to really sit and dive into like our player rankings, so we'll get back into that from there, and then we'll do guess the player, and then we'll do rapid fire matchups around the league this week, and then we'll keep it rolling.
Let's do it.
So let's start with our quarterbacks. So for week 13, green light quarterbacks, top 5, we got Baker, we got Hurts, Jordan Love, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. I will say I was looking at Matthew Berry's love hate on NBC, and they were he was saying that Jordan Love was a must not start, and he was just saying how that the Miami Dolphins allow like the 4th lowest in passing, so as far as points go. So definitely I disagree. I think that's going to be a pretty high scoring game. I think that's going to be pretty competitive, especially on Thanksgiving as well in Lambeau. Miami Dolphins traveling up to cold ass Green Bay. I think that always will have something to do with with it, but I think that they're in a good spot, despite one of the gurus of this, if you will, saying so. Chargers at Falcons. I think Justin Herbert is in a good matchup there. Their defense, although on paper looks really strong, it didn't seem to live up to being that super elite defense that people thought they was going to be. I know I was one of those people. And then the usual suspects like Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, and then some of the unusual suspects like Drake May and Russell Wilson. Look at those guys. Steelers will always find a way to keep their team in the games. It's a big divisional game down in Cincinnati. CJ Stroud obviously needs a bounce back win coming off that tough loss to Tennessee. So against the Jaguars, looking to see him have a big game down in Jacksonville. Pump the brakes. Like I mentioned just now with the divisional game in Cincinnati, Burrow might not be one to, might run to the start, might have a tough defense that will be dealing with all game. Well, not might, he will be for sure.
I feel like that's like one of those games where like they might not be clean, and I mean clean is like you might not have like without turnovers or like a few sacks, like a few stall drives. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's just no resistance kind of thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. I agree. No, it should be real gritty. Kind of like the Ravens game a couple weeks back. Or it could be. It could be high scoring like that, but I don't know. We'll see.
I hope.
But obviously for your team, absolutely.
All my teams. I got Burrow in 4 leagues. So.
Yeah. So I know you watch a lot of Bengals football, but Lamar, he has the Eagles coming into town. So that's just a tough matchup. You never know what's gonna look like. Sometimes that defense. Well, they've been looking pretty good as of late, but they do have the tendency to sometimes let up in the passing game. So we'll see how it goes down. I'll kick it to you for the running backs.
Running backs, some of my favorites on the week. Definitely Joe Mixon set up in a smash spot versus Jacksonville. I think he destroyed them earlier this year, so I'm liking him. Kyron versus the Saints. Yeah, I think that's another one where he's hasn't been as strong lately. He's set up for a rebound. I'm gonna go a little deeper though. Pacheco on Friday. Somebody's making their debut or return from IR. I think he's a strong play off plug and play. James Cook versus the 49ers. I'm definitely looking at. Tyron Tracy on Thursday night. I said give it a go. I know he's been fumbling lately. He's had the opportunities in the red zone, but I do think hopefully he can pay off, especially versus this defense set up on a national stage. So he's going to be up for that game. Definitely hoping, even personally, Ramondre Stevenson, they have the Colts this week. I feel like it's a tough ask to start him after last week's debacle, we'll call it. But this week, I definitely think he can have a go. K9, I think versus the Jets is just one of my second probably besides Mixon. I think he's one of the stronger plays. Jonathan Taylor hopefully could rebound, but I'm not as high on those. Surprisingly, Derrick Henry. I know last week his touchdown streak got snaps. I just don't think he's going to have that elite potential to go for like 115, 120 plus in a touchdown. I think, Philly, they can stop the run. They've actually been playing well at the pass too. So
yeah, I was about to say, I said that earlier that they have been struggling, but they are they allow the third least amount of yards. So they have been balling, especially with those new rookies coming in.
I was going to say that's the thing, but it's Lamar. It's just, I think it could have to be like a little bit more of a pass kind of game. So like I could see Justice Hill maybe having a touchdown, something like that.
Bateman, Flowers, Andrews.
Yeah, any of that, truthfully. Andrews for sure. Bijan versus the Chargers, their defense, where I'm not sure how I feel about them. I feel like they were pretenders. Then they got really good, and then they kind of starting to take their foot off the gas a little bit. Falcons haven't been playing that well either. Beat Barkley. Now, this is going to be a controversial one as well. Like, I definitely think he's not going to have 300,000 yards again, but I do think he's gonna have a good game. It's just the Ravens, they're gonna be beat throwing the ball on them, and it's like I feel like the game script might be better. He might have a good game passing wise, but like running the ball versus the Ravens, I don't think they're gonna walk all over in Maryland and go running the ball on the Ravens. But
yeah,
we'll see. James Conner got the Vikings this week. Kyler's been a roller coaster. He's 1 week this, next week this, next week. I'm out on Connor this week. I don't think that defense is going to bend.
Vikings defense is tough.
They're tough. Swift, they got the Lions. Lions are a tough run defense. Chase Brown, they got the Steelers.
Yep.
I think it'd be, for him, I think he can get some receiving volume. So I'm not too down on him. But, again, I'm worried about the rushing upside. And then Nick Chubb. I know he proved me wrong last week, and I'm happy for him because he proved himself back. I like to see him do that versus Steelers, but this week, Browns got Denver.
At Denver.
So
Monday night.
If you want to trust him after last week, I feel like you're chasing points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, I wouldn't touch anything Denver running backs or ETN or Jacksonville at the moment. So, wide receivers, I'm lobbing it to you.
All right. Let's do it. So, wide receivers, green lights, I would say. Chase and Higgins. Definitely looking at those guys. Pittsburgh allows teams to stay in games despite having a good defense. There are some holes in their secondary. Those guys, have been balling as well. They're in a groove with Joe Burrow. I mean, they've just been lighting up the passing game, so definitely looking their way. Nico Collins seemed to look like he wasn't even injured. Came right away and started balling right back to what he was doing prior to getting hurt when he was leading the league in yards and everything like that. So Eagles, like you were saying, with the passing game, I think Brown and Smith are just good green lights. You're gonna have to win with throwing the ball. I know the run game. You got two giants in the backfield, but I think the passing game is gonna have to prove true with two of those quarterbacks. With those two quarterbacks playing with Hurts and Jackson, it's definitely gonna be a little bit of a competition in both elements. Justin Jefferson, still waiting. You know, we're all still waiting for that touchdown, right? Like we're all waiting. Every week is the week. Every year is the week. Yeah, so every week is the week for him, and this could be the week to do it. Hopefully, he gets it with the Cardinals. Another shaky pass defense. So I'm gonna probably try and bet his anytime touchdown again, even though it keeps burning me. Yeah, even though it keeps burning me on the bet, but all good either way. Rams Saints, another team that, you know, just sit in New Orleans that you never know what you're going to get. Obviously, after trading Marshawn Lattimore, the secondary isn't as strong as it was. So fire up Puka Nacua, fire up Cooper Kupp. If you're in deeper leagues, maybe a DeMarcus Robinson as well. So pay attention to some of those receivers. And then ones I'm looking at, I think, you know, you just got to play, you know, the hot hand despite you know, having a Denzel Ward matchup. I think Cortland Sutton's just a good go. He's just in a groove.
He waxed me last week.
Yeah, I think he's in a groove. I think Amari Cooper's a good play against San Fran. After seeing what the Green Bay did to them, and they're a little bit banged up on both sides of the ball, should be a good play for the Bills to probably dominate their favorite 7 right now. So early in the week, they're looking like to be pretty heavily favored. So definitely fire up Amari Cooper. You know, when we get to the tight ends, maybe fire up you know, Kincaid as well. So as far as pumping the brakes on any wide receivers, you know, maybe not my guy, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the Bears. After seeing what Jalen Johnson did to Justin Jefferson last week, it just may be a little bit of precaution. Obviously, he's a must start. You're not going to sit him. It'd be insane for you to sit him, considering he scored, I'm pretty sure, in like the last like 7 weeks or something like that. St. Brown has scored. Like so 9, yeah, something like that. Zay Flowers, just another gritty matchup with the Philadelphia Eagles. They have a strong secondary, like we were just talking about with Mitchell. Yep, absolutely. So definitely one to maybe think twice about. Tyreek Hill, they have the Packers.
I don't know if Jair Alexander's going.
Jair, he's not playing. That actually came out today because Romeo Doubs isn't playing as well. So maybe Tyreek can move from pump to brakes to a little bit of a green light now, so we can shift him out of there. Yeah, maybe fire him up just because no Jair Alexander. They'll be working off the CB2 for that one. Jacoby Myers, we're playing the Chiefs. It's a Black Friday game on TV. Aiden O'Connell. No Raider this week. Just probably stay away from all of them. And then Jerry Judy's probably gonna get followed by PS2. So just be wary of that. Best corner in the league. Kind of speaks for itself. And then I'll kick it back to you for the tight ends.
There's a few that I like that are kind of just like you mentioned earlier. Jonnu Smith is definitely a go. I mean, he's really he's on fire right now. So I definitely give him that. Your usual suspects, Kittle, Kelsey, Bowers, there's no surprise there. McBride's locked in. I think Otten's going to make a rebound from last week's performance. TJ Hawkinson, someone that I picked up mid-season. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him.
Strong play.
Just Sam Darnold and him look like they can connect and have been, so that's pretty good. I'll be honest, Taysom Hill versus the Rams. Again, I'm going to be real. If you roll the dice and it's just like, yo, pick a number, that's what Taysom Hill is. 1 week it could be 4, next week it could be 40. I don't want to be on the end of that, but hey, if you need upside, you're in a win now position, fighting for the playoffs.
High ceiling.
You're swinging with upside. Taysom Hill, somebody I go with. Mark Andrews been strong play. Will Disley's been good. Tucker Kraft rebounded last week and scored. But, you know, there's a couple players that I don't really like this week. Like Dallas Goedert without Devontae Smith. I mean, I was hoping for a bigger target share. He's not someone who looks like he's getting it done this year. I know you mentioned Kincaid. I'll be honest. I like Fred. And it's just like, he hasn't gotten it done for me this year. But, you know, strong play, depending on if you need it. And then Evan Ingram, I'm not sure what's going on with T-Law, but I think I'm kind of out on Evan Ingram. Especially if Trevor Lawrence isn't playing. But, you know, depending if he is in there, we can give him a boost.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going Ertz over Ingram this week, especially with the tough Texans defense coming into play. So, I don't know. Not feeling it. Not feeling it myself either. Green lights for kickers. Despite having a blunder this week, one of the probably the bigger mistakes of this last week in football, Kaimi Fairbairn, he's probably definitely looking to bounce back and prove himself worthy of being a kicker in the league because, you know, Lord knows it could have been definitely fire worthy. But Boswell, he's been balling. You know, I was a victim of 24 points with him. They seem to be scoring at a high clip. If they're not, you know, scoring the ball, he's definitely been the safety blanket for field goals. So he's gonna fall on the 1 point. I feel like, you know, with extra points, you know, they're gonna punch it in or not. He's gonna get his 4 or 5 points. So he's always a good play. Brandon Aubrey, they're not scoring touchdowns, so if they can get into the range, they're probably going to let him fly. He's proven to be worthy all year. I'm pretty sure he has a stat something close to it about like I think he's perfect over 50 or something like that.
He missed early this year for the first time.
Okay, so but you know, damn near perfect over 50 is solid. So Jake Bates in Detroit, they score a lot of points. They get it every way, so he's gonna score. Schrader with the Chiefs, they're playing the Raiders. Another just fired up, and then Jake Elliott. I think Jake Elliott's one to look at just because they're playing the Ravens. Could be a physical game in the trenches. You never know how that works out with those two teams. A lot of running, probably. I see a lot of running, especially with two mobile quarterbacks, two phenomenal running backs. Yeah, we'll see. I think that there'll be a lot of opportunity. You know, their front sevens are both very stout, very strong front sevens. So could be a lot of stops, could be a lot of field goals. But we'll see. Pump the brakes on McPherson, Sanders, Moody, Tucker, Younghoe Koo, Romo. They're just in tougher matchups, division matchups. So, you know, just stay away from those guys. Yeah, I have Tucker. So, you know, hopefully, like I was just saying, that just being that physical game that he's able to get some opportunities. But if they're scoring touchdowns, it could be 1, 2, 3 points. So you never know. The ceiling might not be too high for the opportunity to score with those pump to break kickers for this week. On to defenses. Detroit has Detroit has the Bears. So Caleb Williams has been very much struggling on Thanksgiving, so they should look to dominate in front of the world this time. They're balling right now. Don't see anything short of that happening. Houston, another tough defense, another defense that has the potential to score. Sacks, forced fumbles, picks. They another team, like I was saying, just get it every way. Dominate the ball. Definitely one of those ceilings to get 10 plus points in a game. Denver has the fleeting Broncos. You never know which version of Jameis Winston you're going to get. He's always liable for a pick or two, fumble or two. So being at home on Monday night, they're favored by 5.5 already. So definitely something to look at there. The Rams defense, they've been having an uptick, especially against another shaky team like New Orleans. They have an opportunity to put up a lot of points. And then same deal with the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's another defense to look at. Flores has those boys balling. And playing the Cardinals, Kyler Murray's been, you know, peaks and valleys this year. So it's always an opportunity for a fumble or some type of big play with them. I know they had a lot of defensive touchdowns already as well. So
it cause havoc.
Yeah, absolutely. Pump the brakes. Pittsburgh. the Bengals have an opportunity to score a lot of points. Philly, they're facing the leading front runner for MVP or top three or four with Lamar Jackson. Green Bay. You never know that, but they have a lot of players out. I know Jair Alexander's out, so definitely look at that. I'm probably gonna start Jalen Waddle this week just because he had a monster week last week, and having Jair Alexander out, there's a lot of opportunity there for him. Obviously, I won't have Romeo Doubs as well, so yeah, giving a little bit of the sauce away either way. But anyway, we go on. Don't start the Bears. They're playing the Lions. They're fish grease. They're cooking right now. Hot as can be. And then the Bills. Josh Allen is Josh Allen. Favorite 7, like I said earlier. So the Niners defense not looking too hot.
What's the dude Allen? Did they announce if he was starting again or if Purdy? I don't know if there's any updates on
yeah.
Because I'd only play them if Purdy was out.
He's limited at today's practice.
He's practicing.
Yeah, so looks like he's gonna try and go for it. But we'll see. All right. Let's do that time of the week. My favorite segment and yours. Guess the player.
Woo! Let's go. This is one of my favorites on the week, on the year, I should say. I got 5 for you on the week. Now, let me think. One of them is very hard, extremely difficult. 2 of them I think you can get, and there's 1 lob. So I think I'll start with the lob.
Okay.
All right, so this defense currently is 21st. They're averaging 5.5 points per game. On the season, they got 61 total points. They're averaging 370 yards allowed per game.
Sheesh.
28.5 points per game. No defensive touchdowns on the year. They only have 28 sacks, 8 picks, 10 forced fumbles, and 4 recoveries. Last year, they were first, had total points 172, averaging 10.1 points per game. They only allowed just under 300 yards per game, 18.1 points per game. They had 7 defensive touchdowns, 46 sacks, a safety, 17 picks, 14 forced fumbles, 9 fumble recoveries, and 3 blocks.
Baltimore.
Nah, that was a great guess, though.
Kansas City.
No.
Kansas City.
So depending on the metric, I guess the format, Baltimore, I see what you're saying because they were 1 in our league, but last year, so I guess maybe think 2. But I thought it was Baltimore number 1 last year. So I see what you're saying with that pick. I don't know if you get points for like blocks and all that kind of stuff, but
AFC or NFC?
NFC.
Okay.
They was with it last year.
NFC. Cowboys?
Yeah. They was going to the park last year with those pick sixes.
Oh, yeah, Deron Bland.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to be the hit. Right. I was like, they had, what was it? My bad. They had
17 picks?
No, well, but like the touchdown part. Sorry, I'm tripping. They had 7 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
I think Bull had 6 himself, pick 6s.
All right, there we go. Got one.
All right, you on the board. You're on the board.
Let's go.
All right, we're going to stick on that. We're going to stay on that tempo. This running back is currently RB14, averaging 13.82 points per game.
Solid.
On the year, he has a total of 152 flat points. He has 158 rushing attempts, 766 rushing yards, so he's 12th in the league. He has 8 TDs, so there's a few players above him. He's 5th. There's a few players tied at certain numbers, but I characterize him as 5th because that's his number.
Okay.
He's 10th in yards per carry with 4.8. Yards after contact, he has 424, so he's 4th in the league. He has 34 targets for 28 receptions and 134 yards. No TDs yet. 13 red zone touches. Tricky part is, last year, he only has 8 rushing attempts, 22 yards, a touchdown, 3 targets, 2 catches, 15 yards, and no touchdowns, 2 red zone touches. And it's not, I'll give you a hint, he wasn't a rookie or anything last year.
Okay. Kareem Hunt.
No, but good guess. Kareem Hunt had some workouts though last year. He was working out.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on that verge though. A little younger.
On that verge, a little younger. Can you say this year's stats for him again?
Yeah, this year he's RB14.
Yeah.
He has an average of 13.82 points per game. He has a total of 152 points flat. He has 158 rushing attempts for 766 yards, so he's 12th in the league in yards. He's 5th for 8 touchdowns, and he's 10th yards per carry, 4.8. Yards after contact, 424, so he's 4th. 34 targets, 28 catches, 134 yards.
Aaron Jones?
Good guess, though. Good guess. He's in that like range of running backs, though.
Okay.
13 red zone touches.
He has no touchdowns this year, you said.
No receiving touchdowns.
No receiving touchdowns.
But he has 8 rushing touchdowns.
Oh, okay. 14, RB4, AFC or NFC?
AFC.
AFC. Madison? Okay, I think he was 14. All right, go to the divisions.
My hint is going to be a joke. Just kidding.
Oh, Dobbins.
Yeah.
Dobbins.
Yeah. Yep.
Dobbins.
You're picking up what I'm putting down with the hints. I like that.
Dobbins, yeah.
All right. We're going to go another one. Currently.
Because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to go with current tight end 4, averaging 9.22 points per game.
Tight end 4.
Total 101.4 points on the year. On the season, 63 targets for 48 catches, 535 receiving, 4 touchdowns, 9 red zone targets. He has 2 rushing attempts, surprisingly, for -1 yard, so he's averaging negative half a yard per carry. But last year, this guy was tight end 17. He's already outscored his total from last year. Last year's total was 99.20 points, only averaged 6.6. He had 70 targets on the year, 50 catches, 582, and 3 touchdowns. 9 red zone targets, 1 attempt rushing with no yards last year.
Mr. Jonnu Smith.
It is Jonnu. I'll be honest, he's definitely somebody that, like, I don't know where he's came from. Like, he's just been...
He's serviceable. He's just serviceable. He always finds a home.
Dude, he's been fine. I feel like they kind of changed that offense.
Because he was doing that in Atlanta. He was doing that in Atlanta last year. He came through when Pitts was out.
Was he?
Yeah. That was him, right?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, he's serviceable.
Yeah.
Serviceable, man.
He sure was. All right. We're going to jump to wide receiver 10. This guy is definitely coming on strong late, too, averaging 12.25 points per game. He has a total on the year just under 135 points, 93 targets already for 66 receptions, 755 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns, and he has 10 red zone targets.
What wide receiver what?
10.
Okay.
He has 1 rushing attempt for 8 yards, and he does have a trick play passing. He's a 1 completion for 35 yards.
Okay.
The same player last year was wide receiver 51. He's already outscored his points from last year. He had 118.3 last year. He was only averaging just under 7 points per game last year. 93 targets, so at same pace, 63 receptions, 628 receiving, and 4 TDs, 10 red zone targets.
Wide receiver 10 from 51. It's a big jump.
Big jump. And this player was controversial in our league.
This year?
This year.
JSN
is a bucket. Dan's on fire this week. I like that. He's somebody, I'll be real, like, he's outscoring DK, and I was just like, wait a minute. I had to look, double take. I was like, wait, like, he's wide receiver 10? Yeah, he's been definitely, I think the last month, he's been definitely coming on pretty strong.
Well, good, because that dumbass trade, I guess it worked out.
I mean, he traded him. He had to give him up last week, so, like, he'd definitely be a nice piece to have right now.
Nah, he is hooping. Geno Smith, I think, is what? He's top 5 in yards this year. He's been balling.
Second. He's behind
Lamar. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to be real.
Last one?
This last one, I don't know if you can get it, but I'll be highly, highly surprised. This player has yet to take a snap this season as a starter. Has yet to take a snap, period. We'll put that out there. So that might be the deeper hint. But last year, he was QB 12. He had 299 total points last year. He averaged just over 17.5 points per game. He had 388 completions for over 612 attempts. So he was completing his passes for 64%. 21 touchdowns and 21 picks. 3,946 passing yards. He took 65 sacks last year, pause.
Goodness me.
And had 48 attempts, 263 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, and had 5.5 yards per carry.
He hasn't played this year?
He has not played this year.
Why isn't he playing this year?
That's part of the. I can't give it.
I don't get it. All right. Quarterback. Sounds like a mobile quarterback.
Definitely, yeah. 5 touchdowns.
Right.
5.5 yards per carry. 263 rushing, which isn't great, but like it's definitely something.
What rank was he quarterback last year?
12. He was QB 12. QB 12. So he was out there. Like he was really like,
hasn't played at all this year.
Has not played at all. Like
at all.
No time on the field this year. He's been holding a clipboard for 12 games for sure.
Quarterback.
No special packages because that should eliminate somebody you're thinking of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what keeps. Yeah, exactly. AFC or NFC?
NFC.
Okay. Who's the backup in Buffalo? Oh, you said NFC.
NFC.
Okay.
Couldn't even tell you Buffalo's backup.
It's not Trubisky?
It could be Trubisky, actually. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to be real with y'all.
NFC, there and there. Who's the Eagles' backup?
Kenny Pritchett, whatever.
Pickett? Him.
No, it's not him.
Okay. Cowboys, Giants. Tyrod Taylor?
He's on the Jets, though.
Oh, that's right. NFC North. Yeah.
His old team loves their new quarterback.
Facts. Okay, that's a good hint. That's
His
a great hint.
old team loves their new quarterback.
No exaggeration, love.
So I'm assuming you're talking about Jaden Daniels. His old team is the Commanders. Sam Howell.
Yes, made the connection. That was good.
Damn, yo, there was a point last year where I was playing Sam Howell. That was my guy. That was my guy, yo. He was balling. Like there was like 2 games where he had like 40.
That was a throwback to one of your
Sam
players
Howell.
last year.
He really is in Seattle, just collecting a check, isn't he?
Yo, just not taking any hits.
And Geno's balling, so there was like no. That was, and wasn't that signing like one for them to be like, oh, just in case Geno's ass,
just
like,
in case, like at least they're not caught like the Dolphins.
He's been balling. That's wild. That was a good one.
No, that was good. You were
That
smooth.
was a good one. All right, where are we at? Good. All right. Let's do a quick rapid fire of this week. All right, so we got 3 games tomorrow.
Lovely.
We got a game Friday.
Lovely.
And then Sunday's the rest of the slate with 1 Monday night game. So we'll start with Thursday. Rapid fire. We go Bears Lions.
Lions by 1.5 miles.
Giants Cowboys. That's a dookie fest.
I would want the Giants to win, but I think the Cowboys win.
I wish that Cowboys were the number 1 overall.
Yeah, I was gonna say both the teams are trying to tank. Not trying, but like I don't know. I think the Cowboys have more talent in their roster, essentially. So I was like, I'll just lean in.
Dolphins Packers.
I would love the Packers to destroy them, to destroy the.
Oh man, Raiders Chiefs.
Chiefs by 1,000,000 miles.
8,000 million miles. Eagles Ravens.
I gotta see the Ravens. The Eagles, they've been tough, but like I gotta see the Ravens, see if they can get it done versus a team like the Eagles.
Okay. Colts Patriots.
I think the Colts win. I'm sorry, I want the Colts to win, but I think the Patriots end up beating them.
Steelers Bengals.
I think the Bengals pull off an upset.
Chargers Falcons.
I think the Chargers rebound. Now, without Dobbins, let me think that over again. I apologize. No Dobbins.
It's in Atlanta. Chargers favored by 1.5 as of right now.
That game's gonna be wacky. That's gonna go down to like a last minute field goal.
That's a don't bet game. That's a don't bet game.
Exactly. Like you'd sweat that any bet over there.
Yeah.
Give me the Chargers. Give me the Chargers.
It's a lot of points, right? Yeah.
151.5.
It's at 48 right now. Seahawks Jets.
Let me be clear. If we don't win, I won't care. If we do win, I don't care. They suck, man. They probably don't lose though.
Texans Jags.
Texans by multi-miles.
Cardinals Vikings.
Vikings.
Titans Commanders.
Commanders. But it's going to be closer than people think.
Okay. Bucks Panthers.
Bucks. It's like, nah.
Rams Saints.
Rams Saints. I like the Rams.
Niners Bills.
I like the Bills by a lot too.
And Browns Broncos.
Broncos. I think what's his name? Bo Nix might have the opportunity to start trying to claim that award, man.
Yeah, O'Roy, him or Jaden.
That's what I'm saying. I think he might try to like overtake him. I should say.
Yeah.
We going with that Lions Bears early Thanksgiving.
Lions.
Giants Cowboys.
Giants.
Dolphins Packers.
Packers.
Excuse me. Chiefs Raiders.
Chiefs.
All right, now the Eagles Ravens. Who you got?
That's gonna be a good game.
Game of the week.
Eagles been on a streak. Give me Baltimore.
Colts Patriots.
Patriots at home.
Yeah.
Patriots.
Steelers Bengals.
Bengals upset.
I like that. Chargers Falcons.
Ugly Chargers win.
Seahawks Jets. Like what?
Ugly Jets win.
I wish. Jaguars Texans. Geno revenge.
Texans.
Game. Definitely Texans. Cardinals and Vikings.
Vikings.
Titans Commanders.
Commanders.
Bucks Panthers.
Bucks.
Rams Saints.
Rams.
Well, I didn't even realize Sunday we only got 2 games at 4:00. Who is making the schedule?
It's Thanksgiving, brother.
I don't care, bro. They got 1,000 1:00 games. Like, what are we doing?
I guess those was all the 4s.
Nah, it's 2 4:00 games. Like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry, 3. 49ers Bills.
Bills minus 9.5.
Come on, that's 9.5. And then Broncos.
Broncos, like you said, Bo Nix continues his O'Roy campaign. But yeah, that is week 13 in a nutshell, and we are going to be looking forward to it. Second to last week in fantasy football regular season. Holiday season is among us. So yeah, that's episode 9 in the books. We appreciate y'all. Once again, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all getting some consistency on the page. So we appreciate all your support. Continue to look out for us on YouTube, and we will continue to bring that good fantasy football sports content for you guys. So shout out to King and CP as always. Shout out my co-host Jared. Appreciate y'all. Jared, any shout outs you want to give out?
For sure. Shout out to this turkey that had to die to get 8 tomorrow, for real. Shout out to mom, dad, whoever y'all get to celebrate with.
Yep.
Shout out to being off work, kicking it. And then shout out to some good football hopefully being played. We're going to get to it. Week 13, let's get right. Let's start preparing for these playoffs. Let's get these dubs. And let's just make it moves. Let's just make these moves.
Yeah, no, love your family, love your friends. Shout out to all your loved ones. Make sure you talk to whoever you're thankful for in your life. Pray if you're into that. And
if you're into that.
Yeah, you never know who our followers are into. I hope y'all. I hope so. You should be praying. So, as CP always says, pray, drink your water. Make sure y'all enjoy yourselves. Don't spend too much money on Black Friday. Don't spend too much money on Cyber Monday. But holiday season is among us. That's episode 9 in the books. And as always, live from the 856, channel 856. It's your boy Danny X.
Jared, we signing out.